It is time for a new DC update. So let's talk about all the news that has come out over the last week or so. And there are some pretty good things that are going to be popping up in this little update here today. The first thing I want to talk about is James Wan. He actually released the name of the new Aquaman film, and it is going to be called Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. He revealed this on Twitter just last week, and he posted a picture with a little bit, showing that they've started production on that. We also have Andy Muschietti, the guy who is directing the Flash movie. He came out earlier today and released the logo to the film, the new Flash symbol, and so I'm going to include that in the video as well. Also, late last week, they released the trailer for Super Pets, which is going to be starring a whole bunch of famous people. I was surprised at the cast. I'm going to leave a link to the trailer here, but it does star The Rock in playing actually Crypto in the film. So we'll see what that's going to be like. Now, Warner Brothers also came out and released the entire 2022 movie slate of DC films. They talked about what was going to come out in theaters and what was going to be on HBO Max. And what's coming out on HBO Max actually has a couple of people up in arms, and it shows how Warner Brothers just does not know how not to be racist. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But let's talk about the movie slate first. We've got The Batman coming out. We have Black Adam coming out. We have The Flash. We have Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, and DC Super Pets. So those are all the movies that are coming out in theaters here in 2022. So it's a pretty big slate for DC. You know, that's like every couple of months there should be a new DC film. So we have a lot to look forward to in theaters. Now let's talk about HBO Max. There were definitely some comments made by, the head of DC over there at Warner Brothers. And, honestly, with what they're doing over there, I don't know what's going to happen. And before I get into this, I want everybody to know that we still don't know what's going on with the whole changes down there with Warner Brothers and Discovery buying them. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot changing just yet. Today is a not release the Snyder cut, but restore the Snyderverse movement on Twitter again. But we've got the two movies that are going to be coming out on HBO Max, which is Batgirl and Blue Beetle. And when this was announced, there was some backlash online because you have, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. I talk about him all the time, but he's the head of Warner Brothers right now. He came out and said that the movies that they're releasing in theaters are the ones that they can bank on, and that there's a risk with Batgirl and Blue Beetle, which is kind of interesting. They keep saying they're trying not to be racist anymore, but they just don't know how not to be racist. Let's put it that way. First of all, Batgirl, why would they think that that's not going to be successful in movies? I think if they get the right person in the role and they do the movie well, I think a ton of people would go see that movie. I don't know what's making them believe that that would not do well. So you've got to question that. And there were also some reports that they were talking about possibly having her Batgirl doing this on her own without Batman and not being trained by Batman. No, that's not going to fly. If that's the route they go with that movie will tank. But that is coming to HBO Max, and we're going to see how that ends up. And I believe it was the two people who directed the last Bad Boys movie. They are directing Batgirl. The other movie was Blue Beetle, which not only has a Hispanic guy in the main role, but he's also gay. And so that is not worthy of releasing in theaters as well. So that will be an HBO Max exclusive. So that raises some eyebrows down there with Warner Brothers. They say one thing and then turn around and do another, which is surprising. I just don't, to me, I don't think Warner Brothers has a clue what they're doing at the top. And it just shows how out of touch they are with just about everything. At this stage, I could tell you that everybody would go nuts if they announced Man of Steel 2. And earlier this week, there was a movement on Twitter under the title of Release Man of Tomorrow, which is what everybody wants the next Man of Steel movie to be called, with obviously with everybody back in the saddle for that. Nobody wants Superman without the main characters and the people who have played them in the past. So we're going to find out what happens here in the future. We hope we can keep these guys in these roles, but Henry Cavill still wants to be Superman. Ben Affleck is still he wants to come back as Batman if they can, do his character right in any capacity. But I don't know. Everything's up in the air at Warner Brothers. We will see what happens here shortly. But I do appreciate everybody who stuck around. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You will be notified as I have new videos go up. Every week, I'm going to be doing these DC updates with all the good news that comes out, and I'll be continuing to do this from here on out. We've got many things coming up, and you are going to want to stick around. See you guys in the next video.